I'm sorry if you all hear that. That's my adult sippy cup that I have with my with my mango juice in it. And my so I have mango juice in here with my what is it? My fiber, my little fiber powder. And yeah, that's what I'm drinking on right now because I'm having like really bad period cramps right now and endo flare up, so I am laying in bed. I didn't mean I didn't think I was going to come on here and do a live, but so I have a lot of information about my community posts that I literally posted. Hey Buttercup, that I literally posted about maybe 20 minutes ago. So there's more to it that I did not write. So if you saw my community post, okay. So first of all, I'm not gonna say her name on here. I'm in this private all girls group on Facebook. So it's like an anonymous group or whatever, right? So where you can talk about anything, like you can talk about your relationship, your career, like just basically any topic, right? So this girl commented in a post and she was basically spilling the beans about her relationship. And in a lot of those private Facebook groups, girls tend to do that. Like they'll come in those groups and like ask everybody for advice. Hey Tutu. So let me elaborate on my post. So she's been with this guy since college, and I wrote in a community post that like I'm not trying to be funny acting or anything like that, but I believe that maybe he has a slight learning disability, or maybe he has a mild learning disability where he cannot interpret information correctly or at all, because she was saying that when he took a literature class in college, in community college, he could barely pass that literature class. And the literature class consumed of them, writing papers, writing like 4-page essays, things like that, reading passages, and just basically like taking the passages and trying to interpret on paper what the passage is talking about, right? Well, he couldn't do that. He could not do that. And for the sake of this story, yes, both of them are black. I had to put that out there. Both of them are black. He's black, she's black, okay? So he could barely pass the literature class. The teacher apparently wound up passing him because she did not want him to fail. But if that teacher, yes, if that teacher did not like have any type of mercy on him, he would have failed his literature class. Yeah, girl, I'm on here elaborating more about that post that I made because I'm like, there's so much more to it that I couldn't write on there. I'm like, well, I might as well just go live and just kind of tell y'all about it. Um, but yeah, he could barely pass that literature class, and apparently he has a lot of trouble like interpreting things that he reads in a book or a passage. It could be like anything, a newspaper, a book, notes, anything like that. He cannot take that information and put it on paper. You said you're to be a plumber and make only $45,000 is exceptional. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like $45,000 for a plumber who's unlicensed. Oh yeah, I completely agree. Now, here's the thing about his plumbing history. So he's been a plumber since he was 18 years old, or he's been working as a plumber since he was 18 years old. This man is now 40 years old. So up until 18 to 40, like you never thought to get licensed as a plumber? Like you've been doing this skill and this trade for all these years. Why would you not, take the time to just go ahead and get licensed? So people in the group were asking her questions. Exactly. Now, yeah, I agree. Like, oh, you said unacceptable. No, I mean I agree agree with what you were saying. See, the reason why I said it's quote unquote exceptional, because for somebody starting out, you know what I mean, like at a young age, yeah, I could see them making $45,000 a year. But in his case, at as a 40-year-old man working as a plumber making $45,000 a year, no, yeah, no, I agree. No, now that's unacceptable. Let me clear that up. That's completely unacceptable. Um, um, but anyway, so people got to asking her questions in the group and everything like that, and so of course somebody said, "Oh, hey, Nima." You said, so he has 22 years experience. He should be making a lot more money by now. Yes, he should. He completely should. Hey, Nima. Hey, if y'all are not subscribed to Nima's channel, please make sure you subscribe. Please. She has really good content. You said, I thought these trades make tons of money. But yeah, okay. So look, people started asking her questions about his income and everything like that in the group. And y'all know, like, I'm good for being in them damn Facebook groups. I'm always showing tea out of those Facebook groups. So that's when all of us got the information that basically his mindset is this. She said that he told her he does not see a point in becoming a licensed plumber, because he claims that being a licensed plumber and being unlicensed, there is no pay difference. That's literally what he said to her. He claims that it's no point in him going to get like a certification and actually get his license to say, hey, I'm a licensed plumber, because he claims plumber of 22 years claim that having a license doesn't increase his pay rate. That's what he said. That's what he said. That's exactly what he said. It's not going to make him any more money, apparently. And he also apparently told her, because she started explaining more in detail because she wanted to save how dusty her man looked in the group. But anyway, so then she started telling us everything that he told her. So then she was like, wait, would you say the lies these dusties tell? Because when I read that, I'm like, no, he is lying to you, because like anybody who's licensed in anything, your pay increase is automatically going to go up. I mean, like, a perfect example, right? Like, let's say, for example, you work in sterile processing and you don't have your certification. They're gonna give you less money, but once you get certified, they're gonna throw you some extra change. So what he's saying, it literally doesn't make any damn sense whatsoever. So then she started telling us, well, he's been doing this for a long time and he knows what he's talking about and everything like that. And 45K a year, he's actually doing good for himself. And I'm just like, girl, good. 45K at 40 years old, and he's living in an apartment in the hood. Oh, and get this, he lives in the hood. He lives in the hood in an apartment making his 45K a year. Yeah. Yeah. As a third person looking in, he sounds lazy and with no ambition. Why is this girl with this man? I know many people who are blue collar, and once they get certified, they make six figures. Yes, they do. Exactly. A learning disability in America means there is so many resources and methods of exam taking. Exactly. I see it all the time when I was in university. All these resources for learning disabilities. Oh, girl, so I got tea on that. Because mind you, this is not the first post that she made in the group talking about him. So apparently when he was younger, he had the same issue, like literally like when he was like in elementary school and middle school as well. Apparently he had the same issue. She claims that he's always apparently he's always had an issue to where he just cannot comprehend information that he reads and transfer it to paper, or just express it and tell you literally what he just read. So apparently he's always had that issue since middle school or elementary. That's what she claims. I'm like, girl, like, what the hell? So I'm thinking, like, has this man ever been like tested? Like, has his parents ever took him to the doctor to get like tested? This overgrown 40-year-old man sounds like he needs to be tested, like to see if he has a disability or something. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Oh, and get this. So I have more tea. So apparently with his 45K a year, right? Because he's making $45,000 a year, and according to Kevin Samuels, that's a man that's making a good living. And like I said, he watches those podcasts according to her. Okay. So with his 45K a year, apparently now here's another thing. He doesn't want to start a business as a plumber, right? He doesn't want to start a business as a plumber. You would think that would be the route that he would think about going, but no, that's not the route that he's thinking about going. um Apparently he's saying if he were to start a business, it would not be in plumbing. The fool said he would want to open up a restaurant. He said that he would want to open up a restaurant. First of all, like, even people that have been in the restaurant industry for years, a lot of them fail at opening their own restaurants as well, because first of all, the restaurant business is extremely tricky. Matter of fact, Afrocentric woman, she would know plenty about that, because I remember she came on one of my lives and actually talked about the restaurant business. It is not easy to get into. Trust me, she would have a lot of information on that, more than I would. But yeah, and especially for somebody who doesn't know a thing about the restaurant industry, why would you want to open up a restaurant? You know nothing about that industry, absolutely nothing. Nothing. You said 45K is a basic Birkin bag. It sure is. It sure is. So let me tell you about the investments. So him and three other guys took out a $60,000 loan from the bank and bought a condo. And guess how much they're renting the condo for every month? So they took out a 60K loan from the bank, bought the condo, and they only have one tenant in the Hey, Sade, they only have one tenant in the condo. And guess how much the tenant pays per month? The tenant only pays like $1,200 a month. And so I'm like, wait. This is blowing my mind right now. Wait. So they took out a 60K bank loan, bought a condo, and only renting it out to one tenant. And that one tenant pays $1,200 a month. So, and they're splitting that money between four people. If that's not the most retarded thing I have ever heard of. Like, how are you making money that way? Like, that makes no sense. So then, like, more people started asking questions about it. So then she started explaining more. Like, so basically, so this is what she said. So all four of them have dibs on the return of the condo. The girl, yes, I kid you not. So all four of them have dibs on the condo. This money is being split between four different people, right? So the tenant pays $1,200 a month. So everybody in the group was like, so they're splitting $1,200 a month between four people as a return to make money? And she was like, no. So she explained it like this. So the money that the tenant is paying to them, all four of them only get, now I'm confused my damn self, but this is just what she said, because they still have to pay a portion of that return to the loan back to the bank, right? And then they still have to pay the fees, like the housing fees, right? So then the rest of that money that's left over for the month through which the tenant pays, they take, which is now left over $700. So then they take the $700 between the four of them and they invest it in the stock market. I'm sorry, but that's really dumb, because here's my thing. Here's my thing about that idea. Now keep in mind they have now been doing this over the course of 3 years. So out of the 3 years, not one of these dudes have actually had a cash return on this money that the tenant pays per month. So between the four of them, that $700 between the four of them, they take that money and buy stock with it. And they've been doing this for 3 years. So I'm like, so basically you're saying none of these motherfuckers have had any cash return over the past 3 years. They're taking what is now left over of $700 and putting it in the stock market. But to me, that's dumb, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because first of all, from what it sounds like, the purchase of the stock with the $700 is only being controlled by one person. So the other three of them don't even have a clue what stocks are being purchased. You can't tell me that's not dumb. I'm sorry, that is dumb. That is dumb. That is really damn dumb. Like I just like that is so dumb. I'm sorry, that's dumb. That's dumb. You said stock that they have to pay taxes on. Exactly. So we're talking about stocks that they have to pay taxes on. They still, so every month the money that they're getting in return from the tenant, from the damn tenant, okay, you still have to take some of that and pay back some of the bank loan that y'all took out every month, including the housing fee. So what's the point in this again? Girl, you can't comprehend it. I couldn't comprehend reading it. But I promise y'all, I promise you, I know this sounds really stupid coming out of my mouth, but I promise you this is what she wrote. I promise you, like, it's the dumbest thing that I have ever read. And see, a lot of these dudes really think they're out here doing something when they're buying stocks and doing all this stupid stuff, but they're so damn dumb that they can't do the math correctly. Because let's do some basic math right now. Let's break it down like this. Because if I go in and buy a condo with three other people, right? And we take out a loan for 60K. Oh, and I left out something out of the story. So here go the thing. Apparently, all of them had put in 2K between the three of them, but her dude didn't even pay his $2,000. So he's still trying to catch up on the money, on the $2,000 that they put in. He's still trying to apparently catch up on putting that in. So I'm like, that's dumb as hell. So if he's still trying to catch up with the money that he owes for putting in for the investments, how the hell is he making any money and he been doing this for 3 years? That is retarded as hell. Like, am I the only one that feels like that's stupid? Like, what the hell? Nima, girl, my head hurt when I read it. And girl, everybody in that group was so confused. Like, either your dude is lying to you or he's talking out the side of his ass, because like this story makes no sense. Like, his investments and his thought process make absolutely no fucking sense. And it sounds really retarded. Because why would you put yourself in that much debt to take out $60,000 from the bank just so you can go in with four people and only get back $700 a month from that tenant, and y'all don't even see a cash return on that because you're using that money to put in the stock market? That's retarded. That's retarded. That's, y'all, I'm sorry, but that's retarded. You said, so what is their return on the investment? What do they have to show for their investment? Nima, I promise you, this is exactly what she said in a group. I promise you this. This is how I'm comprehending it. I promise you, this is how it was laid out to us. From everything that she told us, they are not getting any return. Now, they've had this condo for 3 years now. They had this condo for 3 years now. I promise you, she said they've had the condo for 3 years. Between the four of them, they only have one single tenant in this condo that pays $1,200 a month for rent. Now, none of these dumbasses even split, none of these dumbasses see any return. Any return. Because what they're doing is the money that they're getting from the tenant, they're taking that money and putting it in the stock market. But I'm like, okay, so if y'all putting it in the stock market, when have you motherfuckers got any money back? Like, has anybody gotten any money back in the past 3 years? Because to me, that's retarded as hell. Because if I'm gonna do all that right, I'd rather just take the damn cash from the tenant for the next 3 years, because guess what? I'm gonna have an automatic return because that person is paying me damn rent, and I'm gonna put it in a separate account. That would make sense to me. Just retarded. They thought they ate. I bet they flexing on social media, generational wealth, black. And let me tell y'all something. I know y'all probably not gonna like what I say, but I'm not gonna lie. When I see some black folk talking about they gonna flip properties and do all this stuff, and they gonna become landlords, I really think some, let me not even say black folks, I really think some black men don't know what they doing with money, because they probably don't even understand how to make a return on this stuff. Because I see so many of these men out here talking about they gonna buy properties and condos and all this stuff, but as soon as they do, they're doing retarded shit like these four dumb motherfuckers then set up here and took out a $60,000 loan. They just set up here and took out a $60,000 loan, and they only got one tenant for one condo, and that tenant only paid $1,200 a month. So guess what? Even if, let's do simple math, okay? Let's leave the stocks out of this. If they got one tenant in that one condo and that person pays $1,200 a month, that's still dumb as hell, because once again, now you have to split that money between four people. Like, this is just a retarded idea all the way around. You're not seeing any return from $1,200 if you got to split it between three other motherfuckers. This is retarded. This is really retarded. Now, y'all, please tell me if I sound dumb and maybe I'm not doing simple math, but this is really damn dumb. How are you going to see a return if you only got one tenant paying $1,200 a month, and what? So y'all about to just be splitting that between three other people? That's dumb. That's dumb. Plus, what happens if the one friend who owns the stock decides to take all the money for themselves? Do they even have a partnership contract? Ooh, I didn't ask about a partnership contract. Now I'm gonna have to go back in that group and ask. That is, if she didn't take down a post or delete it out of embarrassment. I have no idea. But now I'm going to go back in the group and pose that question, because that's a very good question. She didn't say anything about them having a contract between each other. But what she did tell us was this. She told us that the one person out of the group who is taking the $700 a month and putting it in the and investing it in stock, apparently he's so good in stocks and he really knows what he's doing and all this stuff, and they claim that they've seen the money that he's made in stock, so they're allowing him to pretty much make the decisions in how to invest in what stock they buy. This is dumb. This is so dumb. Do y'all see what happens when some black men talk about investing and generational wealth? This is the dumbness that you get. Like, it'll make your head hurt. It'll make your head hurt. A lot of them have no clue what to do with money. And watch them be on Judge Mathis trying to claim fraud. Like, This is so damn dumb. Oh, and I have more to the story. So, the question was also asked if one of their friends who's supposedly good in stock, right? He knows everything about the stock market. Do the other three friends know what type of stocks he's purchasing? And apparently, the other three of them have no clue what type of stocks is being purchased with their money. They have no clue. And I'm not done. I have more. Also, apparently, this whole thing, this whole renting out a condo and making a tenant pay and then taking that money and putting it in the stock market, guess what this is all for? This is all for their retirement, y'all. This is all for their retirement. They're doing this for their retirement. Yes, you heard me correctly. For their retirement. putting they putting their faith in the financial knowledge of a Naker. Most of these grapes can barely budget their 40K salary. Y'all are gonna make my stomach hurt even worse. My stomach already hurts really bad. Stomach is already cramping bad enough. Y'all are gonna make it hurt even worse. You said, sis, is he even buying stocks? He might be keeping the money for himself. Oh wow, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, because what proof do they have that he's purchasing the stocks? Are they getting a screenshot? Are they getting paperwork? Like what proof are they getting that he's actually taking that $700 a month and buying the stocks? Like what the what? You said take some cinnamon tea. I actually have some cinnamon tea. I have cinnamon and I have turmeric. I also drink turmeric tea because I think I told y'all before. Yeah, I told y'all I have endometriosis. So, and the only reason why I'm able to laugh and be somewhat okay now is because I took an extra strength pain pill before I got on here because trust me, if I didn't, I would not be able to survive this live right now. And it's funny because like even when I take my extra strength Midol, the pain switches from my left side to my right side, and I have those pains like in my abdomen area where it switches all the time. Like it'll go to the left, to the right, to the left, and it's like it bounces back and forth. I'm also gonna make an appointment soon to see if I have any more cysts on my uterus because I have 10. Yes, you heard me right. I have 10 cysts right now, and some of them are in my breast, and I always go to keep them monitored. So I just always keep an eye out on them. This reminds me of A Raisin in the Sun, where Walter gave all his money to his friend to invest, and the friend just ran off with the money. Oh, God. Somebody fitting to scam the whole group. We gonna hear about it on Judge Judy. You said that's more than enough to have a proper return. Oh, hey, your favorite gold digger. Oh yes, turmeric tea helps with really bad cramps, and if you have PCOS or endo like I do, it helps inflammatory issues as well. Oh yeah, turmeric helps inflammation in the uterus. Yes, yes, definitely try it. I like to drink mine with lemon. I will drink it with lemon too. And sometimes what I'll do is I will actually just go ahead and boil turmeric and lemon together in a pot and drink it that way. I'll do that. And then I'll add a little bit of honey. I do that sometimes. My PCOS makes my cramps unbearable. I have to call off work. You know what you need to do? Because this is what I had to do, because I'm going to be very transparent. Because of my endometriosis, I have wound up like losing jobs in the past because of my attendance. Yeah, literally because of my attendance. And I had to get a doctor's note. If you're going through that, you really need to go to your gynecologist or go to your primary, and you need to get a doctor's note, because whenever you have flare-ups like I do, you can use that doctor's note as an excuse off work, and hopefully they don't use any points against you, because that's what I have to do. That's literally what I have to do. Get you a doctor's note, make that appointment ASAP and get that done, because you don't want to wind up like me. I had to learn the hard way. You don't want to be like me and wind up losing a job because you can't even stand up at work, or because you're passing out at work. You don't want to be like me. I have lost a job before in the past because I couldn't function, and because I couldn't do my job because of my pain, and I passed out at work several times, and some of my coworkers had to pick me up. Like, you do not want to be like that at work. So if I were you, get a doctor's note. I'm telling you, you do not want to be like me, because it is no joke. You said, girl, I need to go shower and get ready for bed, but is the girl no, they're not married. They're boyfriend and girlfriend. They've known each other since college. Why is she trusting this man if he can't take care of his money? His career is a mess. I need to know what what she see. I don't know. But no, they're not married. They're just boyfriend and girlfriend. You say you must try relaxing body wash for muscles and joints. I like to use the peppermint and eucalyptus kind. Oh, you know what? I have that the Dr. Teal. I do use that. I do use the Dr. Teal stuff. Yes. You said rub it on your you said the body wash on your lower belly when you shower. I'm going to try that. You know what? I'm going to buy the peppermint and eucalyptus kind, and I'm gonna see how I like it. I will give that a try. Also adding sprigs of rosemary in your tea. I'll try that. I will definitely try that. I don't have PCOS or endo now that not that I know of, but I have such heavy periods. And girl, I don't know. You might need to get that checked out. I've been told by doctors to get on birth control about it. Tried it. I still got the same result. Yeah, I see. Oh, I kind of. I'm very careful about when I say things to women, but sis, I don't know. I think you need to get a second opinion, because you. I mean, it's a possibility you might have PCOS, because like everybody with PCOS has different symptoms. Like, for example, you may not have like different ingrown hairs and things like that, like some girls with PCOS have it. But I mean, the fact that you have really heavy and painful flows, that's not normal. I mean, it shouldn't be painful to where it's just unbearable. That's not normal. That's not normal. You might need to get a second opinion just to be on the safe side, because that's not normal. My friend just got diagnosed with PCOS, and it took her years. It took her 7 years to get diagnosed. That's why I say, like, please get a second and third opinion if you have to, because if it's unbearable for you, that is not normal. It's not. It's not. Yeah, and then unfortunately, some of these doctors, I hate to say it, some of them may have preconceived notions about you being a black woman, not gonna lie. Um, they just blow it off like, oh, well, yeah, it's normal. Some people's periods are heavier than others. Nah, get a second opinion. Get a second opinion. Yes, Mocha Mommy. PCOS and endometriosis are often mixed diagnosed in black women. Many of us are seen by general practice and not OBGYNs or yes, yes, yes. Um, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my endometriosis story. So okay, why is this okay, you're gonna have to wait. I'm on live. I'm trying to do a video. So anyways, I used to go through it so bad. Even in high school, I used to pass out in class or in the hall because I was in so much pain. I remember my male principal had to pick me up off the floor in front of everybody in the hallway because I was shivering so bad and I was in so much pain. I couldn't even walk on my own. My male principal of my school had to literally pick me up in his arms off the floor and take me to the office. And I've dealt with that for years, for years. And my parents would constantly take me to the doctor, and all those years I never got diagnosed because you got to remember, years before endometriosis like really started getting recognized, like we didn't really have the same technologies that we do now. Like we didn't have the same information and knowledge that we do now, during that time about endometriosis. I had several doctors tell me that I was imagining my pain because they couldn't see anything. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, it must be in your head. But it's not in my head. I'm physically feeling this. I'm not crazy. I'm not imagining my pain. I physically feel this. So, I had to go through that a lot. I had more than one doctor tell me that it was a mental thing with me, and it wasn't. So, I had to go through that. I had to go through my family blowing me off and saying, basically saying that I was lazy and just trying to get out of doing things because, like, yes, I even had to go through it with my family. They used to just say, oh no, she's just lazy, it doesn't hurt that bad, she's over exaggerating, blah 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 blah. But I would literally, I kid you not, I would be in my bedroom shivering like a leaf, and throwing up. I would be throwing up all over the place. I couldn't even control myself, throwing up and shivering and blacking out and passing out. Cause my mom used to tell me like she would shake me, like literally shake me in my room in my bed, and it's like I wouldn't want to open my eyes because that's how much pain I was in. That's literally how much pain I was in. I would black out. It hurt so it hurt so bad. And when I was finally able to get diagnosed, now mind you, I had to wait, what you say? I thought about going pescatarian, but also be careful about it's a form of yeah, I heard about that too. Um when I was finally able to get diagnosed, you know, things started to get a little better for me. But I mean, honestly, to this day, yes, I do preventative things that help me along. But the truth of the matter is, I'm never really going to be relieved from this pain unless I have my first child. And even my doctor told me, even if I have a child, there's no guarantee that I'm still not going to continue to have the same issues. Or my other resort is to have a partial or full hysterectomy. But if I choose to get a full hysterectomy after I've tried to have children, I'm gonna go into early menopause. So then I'm gonna have to be on those medications for the rest of my life. So it's like I feel stuck. Like I feel stuck. How are your iron levels? I have very low iron, so I have to take iron pills. And also, I have lost so much blood before just off my menstrual cycle that I've had to have two blood transfusions before. So I've had a very, very, very rough medical history. I've had a very, very rough medical history with this, and I've been through a lot with this. um yeah. I've been through hell with this. And the thing about it is, to be transparent with you all, like I said, there are things that I do to aid in helping me so that I can be functional every day and do my job. But this affects me personally. Like, this affects my, we're adults. Like, this affects my personal life. This affects my intimate life. It does. This affects me mentally. And like I said, even with all the things that I do to aid it, I go to the gym, I do yoga, I do all this stuff. It doesn't stop me from feeling pain. It doesn't. Because the thing about it is, I'm always feeling something. I don't I don't understand what it's like to not feel anything. I can't understand that concept. I don't understand that. And I hope I'm explaining it right, but I don't understand what that feels like. I've been feeling something in my body for the past 19 years, and I have no clue what it's like to not feel anything. I don't. Like, even at my best, I'm still feeling some discomfort all the time, and it doesn't go away. The only time I don't feel a thing is when I'm asleep, because guess what? When I'm asleep, I'm not conscious of it. And that's the honest to God truth. I don't know if anybody else with endo has felt that way, but that's just my truth. Um Have you tried switching up your diet, cut out the dairy and red meat out of the diet for a couple of months and see your body? I've tried, yes, I have switched up my diet a lot. Ever since I've been diagnosed, I have cut out a lot of things. I cut down on dairy, red meats, and I've also cut out on food that can kind of spark up my endo flare ups and things like that. And oh, another thing that I deal with is what's called endo belly. So this is kind of embarrassing, but that's another thing that I deal with. It's kind of called endo belly, and I think you all know what that means. So I have good days and I have bad days, but with my bad days where I just hurt, and I can't do anything about it. I get my little endo belly. So no, I'm not pregnant. I'm not pregnant. Okay, I'm not 1 month pregnant. I just have a little flare up going on. So then you have to deal with that too. You got to deal with that. Yeah, yeah. He said hormone balancing teas are great too. Oh yeah, yeah. All that stuff is really, really good. Um but yeah, y'all, this is something. I really don't I don't know when I want. Of course I want children when I'm married. That's number one. But I just don't, once I'm married, I don't know when I would want to try starting for children, because I'm kind of scared, because I don't think I can mentally handle if, God forbid, I have to go through the M word, a miscarriage. I don't even want to think about it, because if I have to go through that, I am not going to be the same afterwards. And I probably don't even want to try after that, because it's a lot. It's a lot for me to think about, and I don't like thinking about it, but I do, and I can't help it, and it's just a lot. My aunt also has this as well, but my aunt, she has PCOS and endometriosis, so she goes through a ton of shit, like a ton. Like me and my aunt can more so relate to each other because we go through the same stuff. Now my aunt is older now. My aunt is in her 50s, so she's went ahead and had her full hysterectomy after she was finally able to give birth to her two sons. But before both of my little cousins were born, my aunt had to go through three miscarriages. Three! 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 And to this day, like, my aunt, how can I say this? It affected her so much that, like, she still talks about it. She still talks about it in her 50s because it affected her mentally so much. Um, Her first miscarriage, I remember it like it was yesterday because oh my God, I love my aunt so much, and I was crying and everything. Like, I was so scared in the hospital. And I was a little girl at this time, but I was so scared and crying for my aunt because basically they said that my aunt had to choose between her life and the baby's life. And I'm just like, and to be a little girl and like hear that, it's just hard. It's just really hard. And I was so scared for my aunt. I really was. But I thank God, that she got through it and everything like that. So of course, she lived and everything like that. But her first miscarriage, she got the baby. She wound up getting a little cremation box for the baby and everything like that. And of course she still has it and she keeps it near and dear to her, like, all the time. So then she tried to get pregnant again, and the same thing happened. The same thing happened. And the third time that she tried to get pregnant, she didn't tell us. Like, she didn't tell us, and she did not tell us that she had a third miscarriage literally until 4 years ago. And I'm just like, oh my God. So, yeah, so like she tried 3 times and had 3 miscarriages before she was able to have my two cousins. And my two younger cousins now, they both got full ride scholarships to college, and they're also on the swim team. So they have a swimming scholarship. Both of them. They've both done really, really good. They both done really, really good. So like that's what I'm saying. Like, when I think about my aunt and then I think about myself, it scares me. Like, it really scares me. It really scares me because I remember what my aunt went through. Like, even though I was a little girl, like, y'all don't understand. People don't understand, like, what women go through when that keeps happening to them over and over and over again. Like, y'all, I've literally seen my aunt lose her fucking mind in the house. Like, um, the second time it happened, that's of course when we were all there and we knew that it happened again. And out of nowhere, my aunt just fucking lost it, and she started flipping over the glass dining room table and it went everywhere, and she started just like ripping down all the blinds, and then she punched the mirror on the wall. Like, she lost her mind. And she would I and nothing, I don't know, like, what triggered her at that very moment to start acting like that, but she did. And she was sitting there silent, just sitting there silent, on the couch with her hands folded, just sitting there silent. And by this time, it had already been about a month since her miscarriage, and out of the blue, she just started having a fit. She just started having a fit, and after that, she had to be put on antidepressants. She had to after that. Um, You said, I have really bad cramps and very heavy periods and would throw up every single time, even when taking medicine. Yeah, I would too. Even when I took medicine, I would throw it right back up. I was so fed up of being in pain and got the IUD. The IUD saved me. Yeah, yeah. I've heard good things about the IUD. For some people, honestly, I am freaking terrified of having something in me. I don't know. It's just a mental thing for me, so I personally can't do it. But thank God, I have came further in my endo journey to where I found things that kind of help soothe me and things like that. Because I'm telling y'all, about 3-4 years ago, I would not even be able to sit up in this bed and do this live like this. I wouldn't. I would be somewhere blacked out or crying or on the floor. Literally on the floor. And it's not to say that sometimes I don't get like that, because sometimes I still do. Sometimes at my big ass age, I'm about to be 31, I will still have moments where I am rolling around on the floor. So it just depends. It depends with me. But I don't know. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to like dump on y'all like that and get all emotional, but I don't know. Maybe hopefully telling that transparent story could help somebody, you know. I didn't mean to like emotionally dump on y'all like that, but thinking about my aunt, it just really took me back, cuz I love her so much, and like she's one of the main people I can relate to and all that stuff. Because like when I was younger and I was going through it a lot worse, like my aunt, I kid y'all not, my aunt was the only one that believed me. She was the only one that believed me. She was the only one that could actually see I was in pain. She was the only one. Because she said when she was younger, everybody used to do that to her and the family, and they used to say that my aunt was over exaggerating and ignore her. They used to ignore her too, and my aunt used to pass out like I did and everything, and they would ignore her and say that she just wants attention and that she's over exaggerating, because they said the same thing about me. You know, she just wants attention, she's over exaggerating, blah blah blah. And I was legitimately in pain. Like people don't force themselves to throw up and pass out on the floor because they want attention. Like what? Black families, I swear. Yeah. And then what's really crazy, and this might be too personal, but whatever. And what's really crazy is like I noticed, because I have a couple of other friends who also have endo or PCOS. And here's the thing about the heavy bleeding. So with me, like I said, I've bled so much to where I feel lightheaded, I get dizzy, and I feel like I want to faint. That is how much I can bleed. It's no joke. And I specifically remember when I was in high school at this time. My mom, she kept calling me, "Where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you at?" The whole time, y'all, the whole time, I'm laid out on the floor in the bathroom with the door shut. I couldn't even pick myself up off the floor. This is probably TMI, but I was a mess, if you catch my drift. I was a mess in that bathroom because kept blacking out, and I couldn't even pick myself up, and I was woozy, and the bathroom was spinning. That's how lightheaded I was, and I couldn't even barely talk nothing, y'all. And my mom just beating on the door. "Ah, what are you doing in there?" So she comes in there. My mother thinks I had a whole miscarriage. She thought I was out here having sex because it looked that bad, like I literally had a miscarriage. No lie. No lie. No lie. And the whole time I'm getting screamed and hollered at in the bathroom. And I'm dizzy, I'm faint, I'm laying there, can't even get up. Y'all, like when I say, like, a lot of my experiences when I was younger, having bad periods and having endo, have scarred me, y'all. Oh my God. Next thing you know, next thing you know, next thing you know, everybody in my family thinks I was pregnant in high school. Like, no, I wasn't pregnant. Like, what that, like, I've been crying and trying to get everybody's attention all this time, saying that I have really bad periods, and nobody believed me. Y'all, I just don't know what the deal is sometimes with black parents. Like, oh my God. A plumber or other trade worker, electrician, construction can make a lot of money. Wait, hold on, y'all. Let me get my phone charging really quick. Hold on. Hey. Yeah, I'm charging my phone before my phone cut out. Okay, I am back. Sorry, my phone was about to cut out. Okay, so, oh, prescription because of how much I bled during my periods. Do you have your iron? Yes, I always make sure I have my iron levels checked too, and I do take iron pills. Yes. Wait, you said I looked at her community page? Strange she never got licensed. After trade school, it makes sense to have a license and maybe start a business with it if they want to, but black men don't get it though. But girl, here's the thing about it. He said that if he were to ever start a business, it would never be in plumbing. That's the retarded part. The fool said if he ever started a business, it would be a restaurant. Like, this fool don't know nothing about no restaurant industry from what it seems like. So what, like, why would you start a restaurant and you've never been in that industry before? Like, I don't understand that. But yeah, he started getting into plumbing when he was 18, and now he's a 40-year-old man and he still is unlicensed. It makes absolutely no sense. And like I said, according to him, from his girl in that Facebook group, according to her, he said that it doesn't make sense for him to get a license because his pay rate isn't going to increase. I just the ghetto, the ghetto. The ghetto. The ghetto. Well, y'all, I am actually going to wait. What you say? Hope this. No. They're not married. They've been boyfriend and girlfriend since high school, but they are not married. Nope, they're not married. They're boyfriend and girlfriend. Yeah. Oh, like I said, y'all, I'm so sorry for dumping all my private period stories on y'all. I don't even know how I got on that subject, but oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm just, y'all, I've had so many triggering experiences. He said, he a damn fool for sure. My professor started out working working cleaning out sewage dookie for a living. He wanted to start a business with it, but it ain't work out. But here, I mean, but you know what? At least he thought of starting a business. I mean, at least he thought about starting a business. Now, I was nosy, right? And I started looking up some things. So there's a such thing as a contracted plumber, and I heard they make really great money. So if this lazy bum wanted to, he could even become a contract plumber. Cause I heard they make good money. But this fool just lazy. He's just like lazy. Oh my god, y'all. I cannot. You said we coddle these men and give them relationships. Yeah, just like she is. That's what she's doing. The girl in that group, that's exactly what she's doing. I don't see how do you even stay with somebody for that long where he has not made any type of financial or career improvement for the past 22 years. Like that is crazy. That is crazy. But anyways, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here and light up my heating pad and go lay down. And I'm about to watch Married at First Sight season 1 and go take my butt to sleep. But I will talk to y'all later. Bye.